her sophomore year when she decided to take up track and field as another sport. She came to the sport a little bit later than some of the other athletes I've had, but she already was mentally tough and physically gifted and very disciplined. And this was from a dance career where she started out at a young age, and she was a very practiced and very accomplished dancer even in her high school years, as far as performing and being able to teach dance already. She was, that coming to you is an outstanding thing. A lot of coaches would consider themselves very lucky, and I'm one of them too. All I really had to do when I coached her was to tell her what she had to do. And she used to, Coach, what do I got to do to get better? And I just told her, and it's very easy to coach somebody like that. And that kind of followed her through her high school years. Someone that was functioning or performing at a very high level. Her sophomore and junior years in track and field, she was in on the start of the girls' 7-year undefeated string, where she had to go 4 events in a meet many times and win 4 events for us. It's a lot to do in about a 2-hour span. And dual meets, as far as they kind of take it out of your legs a little bit, and she was able to perform very well in our invitationals too. The demands of a dual meet are pretty strenuous, and they add up over the course of the season. But as she got through to her senior year, she decided to forego her basketball career. She was already an all-Western New York volleyball player. And I know that was one of her other loves she had besides dance. And she got better at track and field, and we were thinking about what a great overall athlete she was. And she decided to forego basketball her senior year and come out for indoor track. And she became a section champion in both the long jump and 50-meter hurdles, and placed well at the state meet. She was one of her only probably 3 athletes in the 23 years that I've been here that have won 2 individual championships at the sectionals and qualified for the state meet. She went on to compete very well at the nationals that year in the pentathlon, which is 5 events. And by her senior year outdoors, we were starting to lean really into getting her to the state meet in the heptathlon, or the pentathlon. She had been to the Empire State Games in the heptathlon, 7 events, Olympic events, and she decided to give it a try. And she was very successful, breaking the school record, going to the state meet, placing well at sectionals, going to the state meet, and she placed 3rd that year. That was when they only had 1 classification. A, B, C, and D schools were all lumped together in 1 classification. And that year, the winner, all 3 top performers at the state meet were from the Western New York section. Donielle was 3rd. The very next year, timing was a little bit bad. The very next year, we went to an ABC format, and she would have been state champion based on those results, because she was the only B school person in that top 3. But the performance at the state meet and the performance all over the years that she did track and field enabled her to break 16 school records, set numerous others, and a lot of those records, I believe 4 indoor and 4 outdoor, are still standing. And that's 17 years after she graduated. Her basketball and volleyball career was very strong at Iroquois. I was very privileged to work with her in track and field, and I feel very fortunate to have done that. She was recruited pretty much in both sports, volleyball and track and field, at UB, and she graduated from the University of Buffalo with a Bachelor in Fine Arts in Dance Performance. I just have to go over these things just very briefly. She was a dance, swing, and ensemble member of the national tours of the Will Rogers Follies and Footloose. Internationally, she has traveled the seas on Norwegian cruise lines for the Jeannie and Ryan Productions. Some of the companies she's also worked for and danced for include L'Oreal, Paul Mitchell, Studio 54, Sirius XM Radio, Target, Xbox Kinetic, and Illuminate, which is featured on America's Got Talent. Donielle is also a dance coordinator and choreographer for the United States Tournament of Dance and Acrobatic Team, where they have performed at Disney, Universal Studios, Hershey Park, Madison Square Garden, and the Prudential Center. She's also on the faculty at Steps in New York City and Icon Dance Complex, home of the iconic boys from the MTV's America's Best Dance Crew. Donielle continues to share her passion while she teaches master's workshops in Canada and nationwide, recognizing that the foundation of the dance studio is as much about teaching life skill lessons as it is dance technique. In the spring, she will be a part-time faculty at Stevens College teaching dance and yoga for the health and wellness department. I just was talking to a few of the girls the other day. Danielle, where are you? Donielle.
Right up here.
There she is. The other day, I was talking to the girls on cross-country team, and I said to them, you know, I have to give out an award the other night to a girl that was a very good athlete at our school. And the girls said, well, when did she graduate? And I said, 1995. And the girls looked at me and they said, well, that was the year I was born. And I just thought, you're not getting older, I'm getting older. That was my only comment. But I bring that up just for one thing, the longevity of her records and how girls, I want you to know this, girls that I've coached for the last 17 years since you graduated, even as much, I have a lot of pentathletes coming up in the system now, they look at the record board, they see your name up there, and they go, who's that Donielle girl? She's pretty good. She still holds all these records. High jump, long jump, hurdles, pentathlon. And I said, yeah, Donielle's pretty good. She's pretty good. And I just want you to know that that's a mark of an outstanding athlete, and I know that you appreciated your time here and enjoyed it, and I can't thank you enough for coming back and accepting this award to the Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Wow, Coach, I must say your memory is impeccable. I mean, I think that I don't remember half that stuff. Truly. It's really cool to be up here because now I'm a teacher. I teach, dance and yoga, and I feel like I do this for my kids now, so it's so weird to get the whole someone doing this for me. So thank you so much. I want to thank the committee for choosing me. All my coaches at Iroquois. Actually, when I came to Iroquois, I didn't know what I was going to do because I was a dancer first and foremost, as you were told by Coach Wood. I went to performing arts, and I was a dance major in 5th and 6th grade, and I danced in school. So when I came to Iroquois, I looked out the window of my bedroom, and I didn't see a sidewalk. And I was like, I played on the streets, I danced on the streets, not like that, but you know what I mean. And I was like, what am I going to do? So my parents were like, we're putting her in cheerleading, we're putting her in sports, we're doing whatever we can to keep her busy because she's not going to do good just looking out the window. I also want to thank my family, my brother who couldn't be here, who was an amazing athlete at Iroquois as well. He was one of the top 12 16 under volleyball players in the nation, including Puerto Rico. Amazing. And my parents for their amazing genes. My father was a sprinter on the east side of Buffalo. He's like Usain Bolt over there, but he blew out his hamstring, so he didn't further his career. But my mother, on the other hand, is a superstar athlete and a huge inspiration to me. When I was in middle school here at Iroquois, I was playing volleyball at the time, and I remember my mom got inducted into the Canisius Hall of Fame. And I was like, what's going on here? My mom never told me she was an athlete. I knew she was a bowler, but she never told me that she played volleyball. And I remember going to the Canisius Hall of Fame and sitting there in the audience, and my mom's up there giving a speech. And she's like, I relish in the moment. I'm like, relish? What is that? I think it goes on a hot dog. So I remember going home and just being totally inspired. by my mom getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, and she's actually getting inducted into the Buffalo Bowling Hall of Fame in November for being incredible. So I just want to thank you both so much for inspiring me, and thank you for having me here. Congratulations, everyone.